Hi, I'm Jeremy.
I'm AJ.
Yeah, still a Wednesday. Welcome back to the Extraordinary Times. Thank you for joining us on such a very interesting day. Well, first up, Florida, because Florida is Florida. Actually, in a good way, this first time, Homeland Security was kind of stonewalling them for information so that they can purge their non-citizen voter records because, you know, non-citizens have been voting, apparently. So, apparently, now Florida is winning, and they got what they wanted from Homeland Security, and now that set a precedent for all the other people that have been trying to do the same thing as Florida.
Like Texas.
Like Texas, and now we're all kind of getting what we want, cleaning up the voting rolls and making sure it's a little bit more honest, because, you know, when you be honest with yourself, it's all a bunch of crooks over there in political town. And now Florida fails.
Because we always have to have a Florida fail.
Florida does a lot of failing. FL.
In this little bit, police officers found a teenager lying in the middle of a highway area. What made this a little bit more unique than normal, I guess, for Florida was the fact that the 17-year-old boy was completely naked and yelling, "Bad drugs and take
drugs!
me."
Take me away!
He was also badly hurt. They got him to the hospital. He seems to be doing fine now, possibly hit by a car, but stop it with the bath salts, Florida!
Drugs are bad, okay? Stop it! And former Congressman Anthony Weiner is back in the news. He is a wiener. Because, you know, apparently he can't not be in the spotlight for too long. But he got approached on the street because he used to be newsworthy. And they were asking him about all these rumors about whether or not he's going to try for political office again and go for mayor after Mayor Bloomberg leaves New York City and blah, blah, blah. But he's like, no, actually, I'm kind of liking not being a public figure and being a family man and stuff. And apparently his wife, who was pregnant back when all of his pictures and stuff came out from the internet, because the internet will do that to you. She's still with him, and now she and their now newborn baby are like being a good family with him. So, you know, congrats. I'm glad you're, you know, being a good person and not taking pictures of your stuff
and posting them.
Because, you know, the internet does not forget, and the internet does not forgive.
Ever. Alright, so now to something completely different.
Absolutely.
Oregon is seeing a new trend among its dairy farmers. Dairy farmers, they like to take care of their cows. You know, over in California, when I was there, they always like to say, you know, happy cows come from California, whatever.
True.
Well, happy cows may be coming from Oregon soon because, well, they're getting water beds.
Water beds. That's what
for the cows.
Not that.
Evidently, this is a possibly cheaper and better way to take care of the cows because, well, the straw and stuff that they used to use can lead to raw hooves and raw elbows, whatever, when the cow lies down, and can have problems with mildew and all that kind of stuff. So this actually might work out better.
And now, from something completely different to something even more completely different, a 68 Chevy Camaro has been restored by State Farm Insurance. The half of it is restored exactly as it rolled off of the line back in 1968, and the other half of it is restored in such a way that, well, it looks awesome. So the factory half is still in, you know, very basic condition. The engine is even factory default iron, just as GM intended. And then the new half is like aluminum and beautiful engine, and the like all the way down the car, the upholstery, the trunk, everything. It is completely very straight line too, by the way, for the fact that it's an entire car. It's awesome. Go check it out. There's a slideshow and everything. You don't even have to do too much.
So over in Minnesota,
Black Duck, Minnesota.
There's a 72-year-old driving a car with a 15-year-old also in the vehicle, and a few other people that are remain unnamed and unaged. Driving along, decided to go off-roading a little bit to try and get around traffic or something. Nobody really knows. They just went through a ditch, and well, the 15-year-old was lost out of the car
through the back window.
Through the back window, broken window, just launched out. And nobody realized until they'd been driving for a while and went, "Where's Kendall?"
Kendall was on the side of the road. But the only reason we could laugh about it, as we always say, is she was fine. She was standing on the side of the road like, where'd you go?
Once again, another case for you should have to get retested after a certain age for a driver's license. This is ridiculous.
You know what? Where the hell was the kid's seatbelt? That's what I want to know.
There you go.
So Canada has surpassed America in a few ways recently. Apparently their unemployment rate is a little bit better and dropping. The average household income and net worth altogether is about $40,000 more than the average American household at about $363,000, where ours is around $320,000. And that surprises me a little bit because, you know, people are going to try and use this as, well, Canada has socialized healthcare and Canada has socialized this, and we should be like Canada, except Canada's system works in Canada because Canada's system has a particularly smaller number of people. And here in America, where we try and please everybody and our, 300 million or so of us, it gets a little bit harder and a lot more complicated.
On a side note, Canada's recently gone very conservative.
Cool.
Yeah. And speaking of America's unemployment rate, on to our last story of the day. President Barack Obama's Jobs Council hasn't met publicly for the last 6 months or so. I'm trying to figure out why. That's the main thing here. We're at a terrible unemployment rate. I guarantee the numbers are actually higher than what the government is actually putting out.
Always have been, always will be.
So why is he putting this off? Why is he putting off this entire council? Now, then there's a few people saying, well, the council there's a lot of CEOs on it. They don't want to get involved in all the political election stuff. But that's the main thing about the election right now. It's about the economy. It's about getting our jobs back. And he's sitting there doing nothing. He's saying, the White House is saying he's so busy right now. Doing what? Trying to get reelected? Best way to get reelected? Get our jobs.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching The Extraordinary Times. You know what to do. We got a like button over here. There's probably an Add to Favorites button here. Something up there. Subscribe to us. It's fun. It's free. We're easy. I mean, it's easy. And I'm Jeremy.
I'm AJ.
And these are always and forever extraordinary times. Be aware. Monster truckers!
I'm gonna die.
Okay, it's gone. It's gone. We're done.